Under the shimmering sky of the Masai Mara, Nayla, a young woman adorned with intricate beadwork, ran barefoot through the golden grass. Her laughter, like the tinkling of bells, carried on the wind. She was the daughter of an elder, promised to the chief's son, a match meant to secure alliances between clans. But her heart had chosen another path. It was during a chance encounter at a distant watering hole that Nayla met Kamau, a warrior from the rival clan. He stood tall, draped in a vibrant red shuka cloak, a spear in hand, and a determination in his eyes that mirrored her own. Despite their family's feud, their bond grew in stolen moments beneath the baobab tree. One fateful evening, as the sun set in hues of orange and purple, Kamau whispered, "I will build a future where love matters more than tradition." Nayla smiled, but her heart knew the danger they faced. When Nayla's younger brother discovered their secret, he betrayed her to their father. The elders convened, angered not just by Nyla's defiance, but by Kamau's audacity to court her. Nyla was confined, while Kamau was challenged by the warriors of her clan. Kamau, unyielding, met their challenge with courage. Though he triumphed, his victory was not enough to erase the decades of enmity between the clans. Meanwhile, Nyla was forced to prepare for a marriage she did not want. On the eve of her wedding, Kamau snuck into the village. Nyla, defying her father's orders, joined him. Together, they fled into the wilderness. But the clans pursued them, and in a climactic standoff near the Mara River, Nyla and Kamau stood united, their love defiant against tradition. Their love inspired the younger generation of both clans to question old ways. Though Nyla and Kamau could not stay in their homeland, their story of sacrifice began to bridge the divide. Years later, their names were spoken in reverence as the ones who dared to choose love over fear. A serene African watering hole surrounded by golden savanna grass under a warm sunset. A Maasai warrior in a vibrant red shuka cloak stands tall, holding a traditional spear, his silhouette reflected in the water. A young Maasai woman in intricate beadwork jewelry, adorned with colorful layers of necklaces and bracelets, watches him curiously. Elephants and zebras drink in the background, creating a peaceful yet vibrant atmosphere. A large ancient baobab tree in the middle of the savannah under a moonlit sky. A Maasai couple sits close together, the woman wearing traditional Maasai attire with a detailed beaded headdress, and the man draped in a bold red shuka. Fireflies light the scene, and distant mountains are silhouetted against the starry sky. A dramatic scene of a young Maasai warrior in the center of a circular clearing, his shuka flowing as he wields a spear against two other warriors in traditional Maasai battle attire. The scene is intense, with dust kicked up from their movements and a crowd of elders and villagers in the background observing the fight. The environment is harsh and dry, with acacia trees scattered around. Two Maasai lovers running through the savannah under a twilight sky, their figures silhouetted against a backdrop of golden grass and distant mountains. The woman's beaded jewelry and the man's red shuka catch the last light of the setting sun. A sense of urgency and freedom permeates the scene, with wind ruffling their attire. A dramatic standoff by the Mara River at dawn. The Maasai couple stands hand in hand at the edge of the river, their attire vivid against the water's soft ripples. On the opposite bank, a group of warriors from both clans stand poised, their spears glinting in the first light of day. Mist rises from the water, adding a mystical aura to the confrontation. A gathering of two Maasai clans under the shade of a giant acacia tree. Elders in traditional Maasai attire, adorned with beaded jewelry and ceremonial cloaks, sit in a circle. Younger warriors and children watch as the couple, dressed in simple yet elegant traditional clothing, symbolically unite the clans with a shared gesture. The savannah stretches endlessly in the background, symbolizing hope and new beginnings. A young Maasai woman sits inside a small, dimly lit traditional hut made of mud and cow dung, her expression a mix of defiance and sorrow. Sunlight streams through small cracks, illuminating the vibrant colors of her intricate beadwork. Outside, shadows of elders and family members move as they argue about her fate. They wear elaborate ceremonial cloaks and traditional beaded adornments. In the background, younger warriors stand solemnly, holding spears. The atmosphere is tense as they discuss the lovers' fate, with storm clouds brewing on the horizon. Under a dramatic night sky lit by flashes of lightning, the Maasai couple runs through the savannah, their traditional attire fluttering in the wind. The woman's layered bead necklaces catch the light, while the man's red shuka contrasts sharply with the dark surroundings. A herd of wildebeest runs in the distance, mirroring their desperation and urgency. The Maasai couple kneels by a tranquil river at sunrise, their figures bathed in soft golden light. The man holds a ceremonial spear, and the woman adjusts her beaded necklace. Surrounding them are scattered cultural artifacts like gourds and carved wooden staffs, symbolizing their connection to tradition even as they defy it. Two Maasai clans gather ceremoniously, their bright red and blue shukas creating a striking contrast against the golden savanna. In the center, the couple performs a symbolic act, such as tying two strands of beads together. Drums and chants echo, with younger members of the community watching with a mixture of hope and awe. In the vastness of the Masai Mara, where tradition rules as fiercely as the lions that roam the plains, two hearts dared to defy the world. Naila, daughter of a respected elder, was the pride of her family, her future meticulously planned to unite clans. In their defiance, Naila and Kamau unleashed a storm that brought betrayal, heartbreak, and ultimately redemption. Through their sacrifice, they left a legacy that reshaped the savannah's silence into a melody of hope. This is the story of love in the Red Shuka, where passion meets tradition and transforms a divided world into one united by love. A young Maasai boy sitting in the corner of a traditional hut, holding a small, intricately crafted bead bracelet. Light from the hut's entrance highlights his conflicted expression. Behind him, the shadows of warriors preparing for a confrontation add tension to the scene. A Maasai warrior kneels before an elder in ceremonial attire, surrounded by a vibrant savanna landscape. The elder sits on a carved wooden stool, holding a staff adorned with beads and feathers, his expression stern. The setting sun casts long shadows over them, emphasizing the gravity of their discussion.
A dramatic scene of a lion prowling in tall grass under a starlit sky. In the foreground, a Maasai couple crouches together, their faces tense but determined. The man holds his spear at the ready, while the woman clutches his arm, her beaded jewelry glinting faintly in the moonlight. Two Maasai elders, one from each clan, seated under an ancient acacia tree. They are tying strands of colorful beads together, symbolizing unity. Around them, members of both clans, dressed in vibrant traditional attire, watch with anticipation. The savanna stretches into the horizon, bathed in the soft glow of dusk. Naila sits on a woven mat inside a dimly lit hut. Her wrists bear faint marks from being tied earlier, a stark reminder of her father's disapproval. She picks up a small bundle of beads and begins threading them deliberately. If they won't hear my voice, they'll see my heart in these beads. Maybe Sila will understand. She threads red and white beads in a specific pattern, a symbol of unity and love. She hides the bracelet near the hut's doorway, hoping her brother will find it. The soft murmur of voices outside hints at the elders still deliberating her fate. Kamau kneels before Elder Tembo, a weathered man wrapped in a regal blue shuka, sitting on a carved stool. The elder taps his staff against the ground, his face etched with disapproval. Elder Tembo, for generations, we've fought over boundaries and bloodlines. I seek not to weaken our people but to strengthen us through unity. Naila and I, our love can be the beginning of peace. You speak of love while the blood of our ancestors cries for vengeance. A warrior's duty is to protect, not to dream of impossible futures. If we continue this path, we'll protect nothing but the ashes of our own hatred. He turns and walks away, his shuka billowing in the wind as storm clouds gather in the distance. Under a starlit sky, Naila and Kamau weave through tall grass. The distant roar of a lion freezes them in their tracks. Kamau motions for Naila to crouch, his spear steady in his hand. A pair of golden eyes emerges from the shadows, low growls rumbling. Kamau grips his spear tightly, whispering back. The lion steps forward, its muscles taut. Kamau raises his spear, their gazes locking in a primal standoff. A tense moment stretches before the lion huffs and retreats into the darkness. Even the lion knows when to choose peace. At dawn, the Mara River reflects hues of orange and pink. Naila and Kamau stand hand in hand, facing two groups of warriors armed with spears. The elders, flanked by their warriors, shout accusations across the riverbank. You disgrace our bloodline, Naila. Return now, or suffer the consequences. You call this love a disgrace, yet it is the hatred between us that has brought nothing but suffering. Naila steps forward, her voice trembling but loud.